The strongest pirates versus the strongest marines. This is a power level comparison between all Yonkos against all Admirals. So let's get started. Well, Buggy 1 was obvious, so let's start with Marineford Sengoku versus Marineford Blackbeard. Sengoku was a fleet admiral and possesses powerful mythical zone fruit that allows him to transform into Golden Buddha. His hybrid form is extremely durable and is capable of generating golden shockwebes of devastating power. Blackbeard on the other hand has two of the strongest devil fruits, Yami Yami no Mi, special Logia fruit that allows him to create, control and transform into darkness, which can absorb literally anything including devil fruit based attacks of opponents, and Gura Gura no Mi, arguably the most destructive fruit of whole One Piece. During their battle, Sengoku first strikes him with his golden shockwebes, but Blackbeard gets back to his feet with minor injuries and countered it with Gura Gura shockwebes. Afterwards, they were clashing fairly equal. Although it was unfinished battle, I think Blackbeard would have lost that fight, mainly because Blackbeard had just acquired Gura Gura no Mi and we saw Gar vs Aokiji battle after time skip, which clearly indicates we should not underestimate old generation legends. New Admiral Ryokugu is by far the least impressive Admiral. Ryokugu is Mori Mori no Mi, a Logia type devil fruit that gives him powers of plant life. Due to plants being solid elements, he cannot turn intangible, though non-huggy attacks are still harmless, and he can also regenerate from any damage. He took Yamato's Conqueror's Coded attack and fought against 5 Red Scabbards, Shinobu and Momonosuke at once, and even defeated King and Queen without any issue. But we all know they were not on their 100%. Luffy on the other hand learned advanced conquest during his battle against Kaidou. He clashed with Kaidou's hybrid form for multiple times and split the heavens while doing so. But Luffy ultimately was defeated. I knew Ryokugu wasn't that impressive, but I don't think Luffy could win against any Admiral without using Gear 4. Similar case is with Fujitora, who is user of Zushi Zushi no Mi, a Paramecia type devil fruit that allows him to manipulate gravitational forces. He can increase or decrease the gravitational force on anything in order to press it down or levitate it. Even crazier, he can summon a meteor from space. He is also one of the best swordmen with great armament and observation haki. However, we have yet to see him in serious battle. He was portrayed being around same level as Ryokugu, so just slightly above him. Next comparison is between Marineford Whitebeard and Marineford Aokiji. With Hei Hei no Mi, Aokiji can create, control and transform his body into ice. He was capable of creating ice weapon, freezing his opponents up to freezing entire sea. Whitebeard, although was an old man, he still was considered strongest. His Gura Gura no Mi is capable of creating devastating shockwebes, and we all know what Whitebeard did to Marineford single-handedly. During the war, Aokiji managed to freeze Whitebeard, but he quickly gets out of it. But when Aokiji was about to strike him again, Jojo interfered the battle. But considering Aokiji is so close to Akainu and how Akainu vs Whitebeard battle went, I'm putting Aokiji slightly higher. I know most of you won't agree, but I'll explain it in a while. Marineford Akainu vs Whitebeard. User of most offensive devil fruit Mago Mago no Mi against user of most destructive devil fruit Gura Gura no Mi. This is arguably the most controversial battle in whole One Piece, and I am taking side of Akainu. I know Whitebeard scared Akainu for a while and hit him with point blank attack, but in response Akainu burned half of Whitebeard's face. Even in their previous class where they seemed to be equal, Whitebeard get heart attack in middle of the fight and Akainu easily fried his stomach. Akainu was using advanced armament haki while Whitebeard couldn't use base conquerors. Also in their battle, Whitebeard was prepared to die while Akainu was trying to protect himself as well, which clearly happened as Whitebeard died and Akainu did not get any permanent injuries. Whitebeard looked cool on that fight, but when we think about it, Akainu's attacks were definitely more effective. If Whitebeard wasn't sick, he would probably win, but if there was a heart attack coming out of nowhere, Akainu wins. Next, let's talk about Kizaru. His Pika Pika no Mi allows him to become light, and his greatest power undoubtedly is his insane speed. In his debut during Sabo de Archipelago arc, he defeated multiple supernovas without an issue, and clashed with Rayleigh seemingly having upper hand during the battle. After time skip, Kizaru had brief battle with the Snake Man Luffy, who obviously was using Conqueror's Scouting. At last, Kizaru attacked Luffy with light speed kick and sent him flying only for Luffy to return back with Gear 5. Kizaru was quite impressive as he managed to hurt and briefly blind Gear 5, and at the end Luffy also reached his limit when he defeated the Admiral. So it technically was a draw, however Luffy couldn't go all out and use attacks that are highly destructive there. Also it was the second time he was using Gear 5 in a day, so he reached his limit earlier. So fight would be completely different if it was just 1 versus 1. but I guess Kizaru deserves being higher than Snake Man. Akainu vs Blackbeard is debatable one. Blackbeard after time skip had better control over both of his devil fruits, and his haki seems to improve a lot. Akainu, we all know, was quite impressive during Marineford. Then he went on to beat Aokiji in 10 days long battle and become a fleet admiral. His Magu Magu no Mi gives him abilities of magma that is extremely offensive and is highly useful in 1v1 battle. He is capable of using advanced armament haki as well, but his most power comes from his devil fruit. And we all know Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi can absorb and negate any devil fruit based attacks. So there is a big chance Blackbeard might be able to render Akainu's fruit useless. However, Blackbeard is still not that strong in my opinion. Akainu won't be much stronger in future, while Blackbeard will definitely get some huge boost and most likely surpass even likes of Prime Roser. But for now, I think Akainu is just slightly stronger. Akainu vs Big Mom is also debatable one. Big Mom is physical monster with Surusuru no Mi that gives her power to manipulate souls. She is also among handful of people capable of using advanced Conqueror's haki. She clashed with Kaidou is splitting heavens, and we can't forget the chaos she created in Hokage Island arc by herself. She was defeated by Law and Kid, but Law alone was able to give good fight to Blackbeard. And Kid, well, it's unfortunate, but he's also a strong one. Akainu has yet to showcase his full power, as other than melting Kuma's body parts, he hasn't done anything much after time skip. So his power level is just an assumption. He might be stronger than Big Mom, and if you think so, I won't disagree either. But for me, Big Mom wins. Luffy, after awakening his fruit, become a mythical zone creature, Sun God Nika. Up against him is another mythical zone user, Sengoku, who had power to become Golden Buddha. Luffy's awakening gives him freedom to fight in a way he wanted. He can manipulate environment, become huge, and heal himself as well. He defeated the strongest creature Kaidou using this form. We haven't seen Prime Sengoku on action yet, but he was portrayed being a legend from previous era. Even Pirate King Roger respected him, and he fought alongside Garp in a battle against Golden Lance Siki. So based on the portrayal, I think he was slightly stronger than Gear 5 as of now, but Luffy will surpass him soon. Again, his power level is just a prediction, so if you have different opinion, let me know in the comments. Shanks is still tough character to scale properly. Although he don't have any devil fruit power, he is a haki monster with advanced conquerors, advanced observation, and most likely advanced armament as well. When Law was giving good fight to Blackbeard, Kid with a similar power level got one-shotted by Shanks. Shanks also managed to scare an Admiral using his Conqueror's haki from miles away, and in movie he straight up knocked down Vice Admiral with his base Conquerors. It's quite tough to choose between Shanks and Prime Sengoku, as both of them are portrayed being quite strong, but since we have seen little bit more from Shanks, I am going with him. But it can go other way as well. Kaidou, in my opinion, is the second strongest Yonkos so far. His mythical zone fruit grant him ability to transform into full Azure Dragon or human dragon hybrid at will. His dragon form has insanely destructive attacks like Ball of Breath, and when using his fire dragon form, he can literally melt things that comes into its contact. He is capable of using advanced Conqueror's haki, and combining it with his hybrid form makes his attacks deadly. His durability and stamina is also insane, and speed wise, at one point Luffy, who can read future, couldn't keep up with him. Yes, he was defeated by Gear 5, but we can't forget he wasn't on his full power when battle between Gear 5 and him started. He fought many other opponents like Akazaya, Zoro, Kid, Law, Yamato, etc. previously. In my opinion, Kaidou would have won the battle if it was 1v1 from the beginning, and he wins against Sengoku as well. On the top, it's undoubtedly Prime Whitebeard, who had the title of strongest man alive. He was capable of using advanced conquerors that he used to clash against Pirate King himself, and his fruit Gura Gura no Mi is said to have power to destroy the world. Sengoku was considered a legend as well, but Whitebeard was a different monster, who sits on equal footing or maybe even stronger than Pirate King himself. Pretty sure no one disagrees with this comparison. Well, that's all. Check out this ranking of Awakening Devil Fruit users and see you in the next video.